Jimmy Jenkins is normally behind the camera, but today he's switching roles. After having a radical procedure to remove prostate cancer, Jimmy wrote a book called Pass It On, Words of Encouragement. He describes himself as an everyday guy who wants to encourage the average person. Jimmy, thank you so much for joining us.
It's so good to be here. Thank you, Muiwa, for having me.
Well, it's good to see you on this side. Usually we're talking from another side.
This is certainly a switch, as you say, and normally I'm focused on you or others on the set. And today I'm here to focus on God.
Amen.
And His goodness.
And I've got your book in my hand, Pass It On. I have to say it's wonderfully user-friendly. But before we get to the book, tell me about the moment when you discovered or you were told you had prostate cancer.
What a day that was. And when I did find out, the doctor and the way he came across that day was very harsh and cold when the diagnostic was given to me. And I guess I was kind of in shock. Mm-hmm. What is happening? This can't be happening. It was on my wife's birthday when I called her, and of course she was very close by and didn't realize she was going to be showing up at the office to see what the results were going to be. So we found ourselves in the parking lot, and we had a decision to make, Muiwa. Mm-hmm. Was this going to be a fear factor, or was this going to be a finding faith opportunity for us when a life-threatening situation has occurred? And we decided, as my wife obviously was emotionally upset and concerned the way the doctor had presented it, and to get that kind of news, and we stopped in the parking lot. How can you ever forget that moment when we decided we must trust God?
But Jimmy, let me ask you though. I mean, someone watching thinks now, well, you know, Jimmy is a Christian, works in a Christian organization. Obviously, he's full of faith. But at that moment, there's a noise of your own self where you're thinking, what's happening here? There's the noise of the data that you know from people who've had cancer. How do you practically cancel out all that noise to get to the place where you say, actually, we're going to stand up in faith and we're going to beat this thing?
You know, I'm just so grateful for roots, family roots that go back into the church, experiencing God at a young age. All of the testimonies that I've had opportunity to hear, mm-hmm. and for others to say, I'm making a stand, I made that stand, and this is what happened. Faith arose at that moment in time. Right. And it's hard to explain that because you literally have to reach out and hold on to the unseen hand of God, because that is reality, that is truth, that is what I'd been taught, that's what the Word had encouraged me to do. And at that moment, the decision had to be made. And I would encourage others today that if you're going through the difficult time, you're going through something that seems impossible to overcome, the Master, the unseen hand of God, is there waiting mm-hmm. to heal and to take care of that situation so that we can move out by faith and continue to share the love of God.
So now you've moved beyond that point. I mean, you've beaten prostate cancer. What is it that you capture in this book that relates so closely to that experience?
The book is really about daily living mm-hmm. and the principles of forgiveness and truth and mercy and grace and faith and holding on. Mm-hmm. It is, and it has been an encouragement to me as I have written this material that the Lord has given me over the years. Mm-hmm. I've been journaling all along, never realizing that the Lord would have me one day put it into this book form. Mm-hmm.
So one of the things in there is this page, what if? What if you could go out on a sailboat called Past, Present, or Future and sail on? Which one would you choose and why? And then you carry on with it. Tell me very quickly about the content. Say, for example, what if? Because I'm listening to you and I'm thinking, he's beaten prostate cancer. If I read this book, would I get the necessary things I need to beat my own situation?
You know, the past is something that we can look at and look over our shoulder and see that as believers, that God has divinely intervened. And tomorrow is not here yet. We have today. We have the opportunity today to say, God, you're still on the throne. I have gotten through a lot of different difficulties and circumstances with you by my side. So I choose today. I choose mercy and grace for today to move out by faith and believe God can do the impossible in the tomorrows. He does hold our hand. He holds my hand, and we cling to him today. Right now is the day of salvation, and he's on the throne.
Jimmy, thank you so much for passing it on, which is the title of your book, Words of Encouragement, and we hold on to this daily. Thank you.